Theme 42. The Energy Crisis 2. 1. Expend. Example.
And he said that there's these people in the cities in one flush expend as much water as you people in the rural areas don't get for your family for 2 days.
Unable to find food, they expend large amounts of energy and eventually starve to death.
2. Maintain. Example.
There's a lot of people who make small changes, but to maintain this, the scale changes how you have to maintain it.
We maintain that, put that together as a project to really chart the universe across all scales.
3. Outweigh. Example.
I think we form social networks because the benefits of a connected life outweigh the costs.
The 5 lives outweigh 1, even if achieving that outcome requires condemning someone to death.
4. Greenhouse gas. Example.
Methane that leaks out during the drilling and pumping process is many times more potent than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas.
Collectively, these systems account for 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions.
5. Renewable. Example.
Other renewable energy sources, such as wind, water, geothermal, and biofuels, can also be used to generate electricity.
The last person who's in favor made the premise that we don't have enough alternative renewable resources.
6. Energy. Example.
This made Newcomen's design more cost-effective and doubled its efficiency by reducing wasted energy.
Now think about all the hardware as the physical reality all around you, and think of the apps as entrepreneurial activity, creative energy.
7. Fuel. Example.
We have trouble providing fresh, clean water, medicines, fuel for the 6.5 billion.
She's probably right now cooking lunch for her family on biogas, smokeless fuel.
8. Island. Example.
The first time I cried underwater was in 2008, the island of Curacao, way down in the southern Caribbean.
I left the hamster wheel of work and life to join my sister on that lonely island of illness and healing.
9. Clean. Example.
To help families refinance their homes, to invest in things like high-tech manufacturing, clean energy, and the infrastructure that creates good new jobs.
It's easy to manufacture and transport and install and replace and clean.
10. Friendly. Example.
What if you could make them fun, attractive, clean, environmentally friendly?
Plant bee-friendly flowers and don't contaminate these flowers, this bee food, with pesticides.
11. Light. Example.
So these are the main 4 issues. But on the other hand, we have 14 billion of these light bulbs. Light.
You only have one kind of rod cell, and so there's only one type of signal that can get sent to your brain. Light or no light.
12. Microwave. Example.
But what they're seeing way out there in the far reaches of the microwave background is this kind of odd undulation.
And it turns out Weifenbach is kind of an expert in microwave reception, and he's got a little antenna set up with an amplifier in his office.
13. Coal. Coal. Example.
And as you think of gas, well, you're familiar with gas. And here's a different way of mining coal.
It's become a sprawling urban area, dependent on dirty fuel, dirty energy, particularly coal.
14. Wind. Wind. Example.
You can either have wind or nuclear. If you use wind, you guarantee ice will last.
With the keenest of ears, I would hear family chatter, laughter, the wind howling, and even crickets chirping.
15. Substance. Substance. Example.
I have to sort through those papers. Special. You have a special place in my heart. Substance.
I discovered for the first time that light itself has substance.
16. Tank. Tank. Example.
You've packed the car with everything you think you need, fueled up the tank, eaten a huge breakfast, and hit the road.
We have a battery bay. It costs the same $100 as the gas tank.
17. Nightmare. Nightmare. Example.
And as long as we fight horizontally against life, against the winds, against what's happening to us, life is a nightmare.
This was her worst nightmare because this man had actually put her in the hospital from an assault just 2 weeks before.
18. Chimney. Chimney. Example.
And when I made my way to that piping chimney I'd seen in the distance, I saw Hannah Zavertina, and I met her.
When we put it through our solar chimney, we remove actually about 95% of that.
19. Fraction. Fraction. Example.
That is a totally valid way to go, but I can think of a way that's a little quicker. Take this second fraction.
And if you look at things like the iPhone app, the fraction is considerably larger. So I'm pretty pleased with it all.
20. Sobean. Sobean. Example.
I discovered who he really was. He was the China representative for the American Soybean Association.
We've already made oils, so you can imagine something similar to coconut oil or olive oil or soybean oil.